Another story from the Gateway Pundit. Joe Exotic, serving over 2 decades in prison, asked, why is Carole Baskins' life worth more than Justice Kavanaugh's amid light sentence for would-be assassin? In a glaring example of America's two-tier justice system, Tiger King star Joe Exotic, whose real name is Joseph Maldonado, continues to rot in federal prison, serving a staggering 21-year sentence for wildlife violations and a dubious murder-for-hire plot. Meanwhile, Nicholas John Rosk, the man who plotted to assassinate Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, was handed a lenient 97th month term, just over 8 years, by a Biden-appointed judge. Sad day in America when Carole Baskin is 3 times more valuable than a Supreme Court justice. You truly need to let this sink in. Yeah, literally. He had a murder-for-hire plot. This guy actively was going to carry out the attack. He had all the things to do it. Speaking to the Gateway Pundit from prison, Exotic questioned why Baskin's life is worth so much more than Kavanaugh's. It proves how screwed up our justice system is, and how powerful Carole Baskin is, one or the other. It says, or how powerful Carole Baskin is. Yeah, either Carole Baskin's more powerful than the Supreme Court justice, or our justice system is screwed. So Joe Exotic told the Gateway Pundit that his message for President Donald Trump and Attorney General Pam Bondi would be that someone can threaten to kill a Supreme Court justice and get 8 years, and somebody can be accused, with the accusers admitting to perjury on television, of a made-up crime and get 2 decades. The concerning part about our whole system is that they went on worldwide television on season 2 of Tiger King and not only admitted to perjury, but the hitman took them to the zoo and showed them how he was going to kill me, Still, I can't get the White House to respond. That's sad. Well, I don't know. What is he talking about? He's saying that the hitman was going to kill him instead? Exotic lamented how Trump should be the first person to understand his persecution, as he himself has faced over 90 lawfare indictments. This disparity in sentences between Exotic and Rosk should have conservatives fuming over the political bias in the courts. How is it possible that a zookeeper entangled in a reality TV feud with a liberal activist was hammered with over twice the time as someone who nearly upended the Supreme Court? Seriously, that's a genuine question. Ross' chilling plot unfolded in June 2022 when he traveled from California to Maryland armed with a pistol, knife, zip ties, and burglary tools, intent on killing Justice Kavanaugh amid the fallout from Roe v. Wade. He pleaded guilty in April to attempting to murder a Supreme Court justice, a crime carrying a potential life sentence. 8 years? 8 years. This man pleaded guilty, showed up to his house with all the tools, and he gets 8 years. Joe Exotic is alleged to have hired someone to carry out a murder of Carole Baskin, and he got 2 decades. That bitch Carole Baskin, man. That bitch Carole Baskin. Why is she more important than Kavanaugh? Prosecutors pushed for at least 30 years, citing that the grave threat to the judiciary. Instead, the U.S. District Judge Deborah Boardman opted for mercy, in part because he identifies as transgender. Of course he does. Sentencing him to 97 months on October 3rd. Contrast this with Joe Exotic's ordeal. Convicted in 2019 on federal wildlife charges after being targeted to be made an example of by PETA, and 2 counts of murder for hire targeting Baskin. Exotic was initially slapped at 22 years, later reduced to 21 on appeal. Now 62 and battling prostate cancer. He's incarcerated at Federal Medical Center, Fort Worth. Exotic insists he's innocent, claiming that case against him was built on lies, and mounting evidence supports his allegations of witness perjury. Key government witnesses, including alleged hitman Alan Glover and informant James Garrettson, have been accused of perjuring themselves during the trial. Bombshell text messages uncovered after the trial reveal contradictions in Glover's testimony. He allegedly admitted to details on the stand that forensic exams later disproved. Some witnesses even confessed to lying under oath in television interviews and in public statements, with Exotic's team arguing this constitutes grounds for a new trial. In 2023, court filing highlighted Garrettson's alleged false claims about his relationship with Baskin, further undermining the prosecution's case. Despite these revelations, Exotic lost his latest appeal in July, with the 10th Circuit Court upholding his convictions. Exotic has turned to clemency as his last hope. Earlier this year, Exotic submitted a formal clemency application to the White House, which is reportedly under investigation. He's publicly begged President Trump for intervention, warning that without commutation to time served, his cancer will kill him behind bars. Exotic confirmed to the Gateway Pundit that the pardon office contacted his prison to request a status update on him, and the counselor recommended granting him his freedom. Interesting. So the prison counselor is recommending his freedom. Unfortunately, the pardon office has been stalled and has not issued a single one since May. I have to get out to tell my story, Exotic said. I don't want to die until I clear my name. That really sucks, man. I mean, if it's true that all of this was lies about him, that really does suck. But I do think he did commit some crimes in regards to the tigers and stuff. I think there was some mistreatment there. But serve time for that. About the Carole Baskins stuff, I don't know. Well, I'd have to look into that more. Supporters are urged to send letters to the pardon office, and Exotic's legal team cites the perjury scandals as proof of a miscarriage of justice. More information about the scandalous plot against him can be found on his website. Those who wish to contribute to his legal battle can do so here. Listen to the latest update from Exotic's lawyer below. Well, that is a genuine question, though. Why is it that Carole Baskins' life is worth more than that of Justice Kavanaugh's? Is Carole Baskin a politician? Is she someone that makes decisions on a countrywide level? No. Justice Kavanaugh is. He actively makes decisions that affect the entire country, and someone tried to take his life. That should be life in prison. They all need to be in jail, if you ask me. Yeah, look, Joe Exotic probably needs to be in jail, but so does Carole Baskin. Carole Baskin needs to be in jail. And the guy that tried to assassinate Justice Kavanaugh should get life in prison. He actually was a really good president, but he had 3 big failures. He signed no-fault divorce into law. He granted amnesty to thousands of illegals, and he shut down our mental institutions. Talking about Reagan? Reagan's dumbass shut them down. Yeah, Reagan sucks, dude. I don't like Reagan. Wasn't he the one that helped get the National Firearms Act into law too? So he took a bunch of our guns too. So screw that guy. Wonder how the U.S. would look today if JFK hadn't been murdered. Look, man, we wouldn't be in the same world. We would not be in the same world. Let's see. Reagan really wasn't that great. The more I hear, the less I like him. Exactly. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the